What is going on, everybody? My name is Ethix.
Hey everybody, I'm T.
And welcome to Fearful Thoughts. All right, I'm pretty excited to be back here now.
Yeah?
You
ready to get scared?
Get scared?
Yeah.
Get good, motherfucker.
You get good, motherfucker.
You get good.
You get better.
You get
more better.
Shut your whore mouth.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. But no, I had a lot of fun with the last episode, and
It looks good.
Yeah, it was a lot of time, but it was definitely worth it. I hope everybody enjoyed it just as much as we did. But I wanted to make sure everybody gets the chance right now. This is the time to, if you're watching on YouTube, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Tell us what you guys thought about the video. And also, I want you guys to go to anchor.com. Go on the Anchor app or the .com part
The
of
website.
that. The website, yeah, whatever.
You're getting all weird over there. Fuck.
And motherfuckers, and get on that shit and voice message us to have your guys' idea featured on the next episode, or if you guys just want to stop by, say hi, say what's up.
Wish somebody a happy birthday or whatever.
Yeah, it's your birthday coming up pretty quick.
Not that quick.
I know, I'm just fucking
I'm
with you.
like,
Happy birthday!
you got a little ways to go on that one.
Oh,
Couple
do I?
months. You better start planning.
I
expect something big.
Big. I'll give you something big. you want something big?
I've heard stories about that.
We don't talk about that here. But no, really good to, get on to the story part of what's going on.
You excited for today's stories?
I am. I did a lot of research today. Well, not today, but I mean when I was
today.
For today, and there was just so many different stories to choose from.
So many,
and it was just really hard to pick.
It was. I had a hard time. I tried to just find some weird ones that never heard of.
Yeah.
And hopefully you didn't pick the same ones I did.
I kind of doubt it.
You never know. I mean, there was one time where we did that. Remember?
Oh, fuck yeah. That was in the beginning of season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was interesting. But since then, it hasn't happened.
Yeah, thank God.
But
Usually
that one time.
Yeah. That one time at band camp, kind of went off track a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
But, no, it's just been a really good road. We have a lot of exciting stuff for season 2 to come along, and got a whole line of different ideas that we're going to be starting out, which we're going to be doing a special little thing this episode that's going to be featured in future episodes as a new segment. And
it's going to be an ongoing segment that's going to happen randomly. We don't even know what's going to happen.
No.
Our new techie tech guy, Bacon, is going to be doing it. He's just going to randomly, certain episodes, pop up and give us a trailer.
Yeah.
To review. It'll be awesome.
I'm pretty excited for that. There is no cool little animation video for it yet.
It'll happen soon.
Give me some time to work on that and get that ball rolling. I'll make it just as cool as the
just Uniball in it.
Yep, Uniball in it. Jesus Christ. No. But no, I have a couple stories this week that I think that you'll actually enjoy. One's a little bit shorter than the other one, but a lot of horror in both. So
nice. My stories are about the same. I have a shorter one and a longer one.
Yeah, we're all kind of a little
right
short,
there.
Short,
and it grows long. Yeah. And I tried to go off with the random horror fact. It's something I normally wouldn't talk about.
Oh.
Yeah, when we get to it, you'll see why. But it's got some interesting stuff.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty excited to check that out and see what you got. Hopefully, it isn't fucking put porn up on the screen or some shit like that.
Yeah, I might have thought about that at one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Just to fuck with you.
what kind of porn?
Midget bestiality porn for you.
I direct those, okay? That's my shit. That's my
so you would be able to tell us if it's a good one or not.
Yeah, because I'm used to the tone.
Film style.
Oh yeah, the style. A little bit of in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out.
Used to going and getting the step stool for the midgets.
Oh, God, no. There was somebody for
Fluffing
that.
them.
No. Fluffing them. See, that wasn't my job. My job was just to be behind the camera and looking at...
fluff them while you're behind the camera.
You shut the fuck up. Dirty little whore. No.
You like it like that?
Maybe. I don't know.
A lot.
No, I just really think that let me rephrase that. I think it's really surprising how much we've grown from season 1, and especially going from like no camera, one mic, all the way up to this literal whole set right here, which is fucking
amazing.
awesome.
I mean, everything you get to see in the back.
Yeah, which that wasn't even in shot when we first did it. The Jason mask.
Yeah, it was up out of the frame. You couldn't even see it, so it's nice to have it down in the shot again.
Yeah, which is pretty awesome because I mean it's signed by Kane Hodder and dated. So yeah, I'm pretty
Is it
happy
dated?
about it. Yeah, it's dated on the back of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not on the front. It's got the number of what number it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yep.
yeah, not bad. And
then we have our nice little bottle of wine over here, our Crystal Lake wine.
Yeah, tell us about that really fast because there's a story behind that.
So that is, I wish I could remember her name off the top of my head. One of the final girls from Friday the 13th the final girl from Friday the 13th part 2, I believe.
Part 2?
Part 1 or 2. God, I'm doing horrible with the names right now.
Oh, you're fine.
If I had the bottle down here, I could see the name on it, but I'm not going to grab it off there. We saw her at Crypticon.
Oh, okay.
And she was advertising her winery. I tried to buy the bottle from her right then and there, and she wouldn't.
She wouldn't do it?
She was like, these are just displays. And I was like, oh, man. So when I got home, I went online to her website and ordered. And when you order 6 bottles or more,
yeah,
she signs them, autographs them. And so I had her make them out to the haunted house.
That's awesome.
And her wines are all Friday 13th.
The Camp Crystal Lake theme. Yeah.
It's all Friday 13th themed. She paints the pictures for the labels herself.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, so I was wondering about that.
That's a real painting that she did.
It's really pretty.
And the design for all the bottles she does herself.
Oh, geez. It's impressive.
Very impressive. I want to say the winery's either in Idaho or Oregon.
Idaho or Oregon. So
it's not very far away. No.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, we haven't even gotten to talk about all of the shit on the top of the shelves or anything like that.
Right, there's so much going on up there.
Yeah, I know. Like your Scared to Death book, signed by Lindsay and Dan Cummins.
Yep. Kind of a inspiration to what we do here.
Yeah, definitely. God, I saw that Nick posted, and a couple other people posted, but I know I saw Nick post our channel to the to their
Creeps
Facebook
and Peepers.
page. Yeah, the Creeps and Peepers page.
Yeah.
Because people were asking, any other horror
podcasts
out there? Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that post. I try not to comment on it myself by promoting ourselves like that, just because I think it's a little uppity. So
what do you mean uppity?
I don't know. I just feel like it's a recommendation to me means more when it comes from somebody else as opposed to the person who is running it and part of it.
Yeah,
to me, a recommendation like that holds more validity.
I see what you're talking about, and I can understand that, but at the same time, like, since right now it's more word to mouth than
Yeah,
anything.
yeah. And knowing that Nick and some of these other listeners have done so,
is
put it out there.
good. Yeah. No, very appreciative, Nick, if you're listening, and I think Isaiah did it as well. So thank you, Isaiah.
Said I could have swore Isaiah said he did it as well.
Yeah.
And I'm being given a hint here that our new techie tech guy Bacon did it as well before he came on to join us.
Bacon, you son of a bitch, you badass. Yeah, I love you too. You can't see him, but he's
yeah, he wishes to remain unseen
to the eyes.
Yeah,
it's okay.
It's because he said the cameras can't handle his good looks.
Just fucking oh god,
that's
breaking. Shit.
I think he just had a stroke.
Just a stroke. Damn it. No,
so and our Cthulhu Nessie.
Oh yeah, they're just chilling over there by the logo, and
yeah, they're presenting the logo. See that? Arms all wide out, presenting the logo.
Yeah. Yeah, they're looking pretty fresh.
And we got our little alien popping out of the fly.
Yeah.
Which is oddly enough a pencil sharpener.
And the queen.
The queen alien is a pencil sharpener.
Yeah, that's queen. Oh man. But to moving forward, basically I want to
send us messages now.
What? Send us messages. Yeah, do it now. There's a way to message us on Facebook on the page. It's changed. It's fixed.
Again?
It's fixed, yeah. Well, no, okay, so
I was like, I thought I fixed that.
So there's this no. You did fix it, but there's this new thing for chat, so people can message us from different platforms.
Oh, okay.
It's this new thing that Facebook is offering, but interesting.
I'm behind the times, I guess.
Yeah, you fucking old timer. No,
fuck off. I will beat you.
I'll beat you with a stick. Your walking cane and run away. Take that, motherfucker.
Hey. Who has a walking cane?
I do.
At least the walking cane handle.
I have a handle.
Yeah.
Get a handle
preparing
on the
for when he's old enough and needs it.
Oh, when fuck you. You know, yeah, I'll take you and just
yeah. Keep trying. Yep.
No, okay, it's not gonna work. So what do you got for us this week on our little special time?
This week, let's get into the random horror fact. All right, so this week's random horror fact, we're going to be talking about the Blair Witch. Like I said, a movie I wouldn't normally talk about because I don't really care about it. It's not one of my favorites. So, the audition process was a very unusual one. Actress Heather Donahue remembers reading an ad in a backstage that said, an improvised feature film shot in wooded location is going to be hell, and most of you reading this probably shouldn't come. In order to test the improvisational skills of the candidates, as soon as each potential actor entered the room to audition, he or she was immediately told by one of the directors, "You've been in jail for the last 9 years. We're the parole board. Why should we let you go?" If the actor hesitated for even a second, the directors concluded the audition.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Very interesting there.
Okay.
For the, interesting little fact for that.
Yeah, that is pretty. I didn't know about that. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then also, the actors had to use GPS trackers to find their instructions for the day. Production programmed waypoints in the GPS unit for the actors to locate milk crates with 3 little plastic containers in them. Each plastic container contained notes on where the story was going for each actor, who would not show the other 2 their paper, and from that point, they were free to improvise the dialogue provided they followed the general instructions given to them.
Hmm.
So that's a very interesting thing that 90% of it was, or almost all of it was improvised.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
And that they use little GPS trackers to go get their instructions for the next day.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It reminds me of one of those game shows, like you're stuck on the island, and then like you get little clues and shit, and you get a little bit of help.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. I'd enjoy that.
So
it was a fun little filming process.
Very interesting, little facts about it.
Yeah, I think that's really badass.
Stuff I didn't know. I know a lot of people like to think that it's the first found footage film, but it's not.
It's not. No,
it's not. I mean, you could go back to like Cannibal Holocaust.
Oh shit!
Which was a found footage film. And in fact, that one, the director got pulled into court over it. Yeah. Because it was so realistic in the way it was shot and everything that people actually thought it was real found footage and that the actors were really murdered.
Wow.
So the actors had to come into court themselves to prove that they weren't dead.
It's fucking
really
crazy.
Weird shit. That film actually was banned in quite a few countries.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
It kind of doesn't surprise me though. I mean, in certain situations,
and that was an
like
80s
that.
flick, so
yeah. But and then we were just watching one the other day, the McPherson tape.
Yes, that we didn't finish.
No, we haven't finished that yet.
We need to, because it gets better.
Yeah, because you were telling me about it, and I was like, I want to watch it.
But it's weird because it's not the same tape or same film that I saw as a kid. It's really weird.
Okay, so it's
same
changed.
premise and everything, but aspects of it changed.
Maybe it's like the you need to get the extended cut, director's cut,
right?
Fucking original.
Yeah, but it was cool.
Yeah, that was it was pretty good. For the little bit that we got to watch, I enjoyed it.
There was a lot going on, so we didn't get to focus on it too.
Yeah, I gotta say one of my favorite found footage movies is As Above, So Below. We went to go see that in theaters a few years back.
I love that.
It was a good movie.
I will rewatch that movie every so often. I'll pop it up and watch it.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
I love the way it was done. Normally, I don't like found footage films.
I get it.
A lot of times it's because like Blair Witch is so fucking shaky.
Dude, I'll get nauseous.
It gives me a headache and stuff. And so a lot of times I don't like found footage films because of that. But there have been a few recently that I've seen that I'm like, that was good.
Yeah. No,
and As Above, So Below was one of them.
There was another one where they went to, I think, Egypt.
Yes. That was a good one. Pyramid.
What was it? Pyramid. Okay.
Mm-hmm. We saw that.
Yeah, I know. I was just trying to think of the name. I couldn't remember it. That one was really well done as well. It's almost the same premise as Above, So Below.
Pretty close.
It's just, the underground fucking city in Paris. Like
I want to go there.
Yeah, underground catacombs, not city.
The catacombs.
Catacombs. Yes. And then you got the actual pyramid when they sneak in and fucking crazy shit.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a interesting premise with the Paris one because it came about with the Philosopher's Stone, which is really interesting.
Yes.
And I don't know, I thought it was pretty cool.
Really good.
Must watch. If you haven't, watch it. It's just one of those that are really good.
Really good mindfuck.
Yeah, it really is, especially the end. I'm not going to spoil anything.
Oh, come on. The movie's been out long enough. You can fucking spoil it.
No, I'm not going to spoil it. Yeah, I'll give you some time, and then after this episode, maybe I'll talk about it again. No, I want to talk about also our topic of today. We're telling ghost stories.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Boy, I thought we were talking about a totally different subject. I'm so unprepared.
Fucking damn it. What'd you do?
Well, I think the inner office memos did not make it to me.
The memo?
Yeah.
You mean the message that we send right after we're done recording an episode prior?
Yeah, apparently it didn't show up. I don't know what happened.
I think you're full of shit.
See, look, it's blank. No message.
That ain't your fucking phone. That's a tablet. Get out of here with that bullshit. I don't want to hear your excuse.
Say blank. No message.
Oh, it's not blank anymore. I saw something.
The time. Still no message.
I'll show you a message.
Will you? Will you show me a message?
No, I'm not gonna find it right now. Oh well.
Hmm.
But yeah, we got some really awesome ghost stories to go over.
Well, hopefully awesome.
Hopefully.
I know mine are, but I mean.
Oh, you're saying that my stories are gonna suck ass?
No, I did not say that specifically.
Didn't say that specifically. Okay. I'll bring you down. We'll make a bet. Okay, if I want you people that listen on YouTube or watch this video, I want you guys to go write in the comments whose stories were better. That's right. I want to see whose was better. Okay, you do that.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, Bacon's
I know.
like it's mine. My stories are better.
I know. Last week, my donkey lady
Yeah.
stories that one. I want to say it was the second story I
The
did.
second one was
That one was
pretty intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really intense.
Mine. Okay, mine wasn't so much of a story as it was
factual
history. Yeah. And
but again, we're talking about the whole podcast as a whole. I mean, we do everything. It's not going to be scary stories every time.
Yeah, sometimes it'll be us, who knows, maybe playing a board game.
Ooh.
Shh, foreshadowing.
But we might need more individuals here.
Well, why the fuck do you think we got this big ass couch? We got this couch right here, all this fucking space. We could play a board game. We got this.
Yeah, no, I'm saying we're going to need a couple more players for some games. I have one in particular in mind.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
Is it David Howard Thornton?
If he would come and sit on the couch and play board games with us, yeah. David, if you're watching this, you're invited.
You're invited. That's right.
Just show up. And we'll make it that's the day that we do it.
Any day.
Whatever
after
day,
you're done filming and
whatever
editing.
day it is, we'll just do it then.
I'm down. I'm game.
No, I have a particular game in mind. I think it will be a lot of fun.
Which game? Go ahead and say it, because I've already...
The one game is Friday the 13th.
Okay.
It's a role-playing game. You have a cabin. You have to leave, go get supplies. Hopefully not run into Jason. Come back with all your supplies.
Oh, shit. Okay, that sounds fun.
If you run into Jason, there's consequences.
Obviously, you fucking die. Maybe.
Yeah, there's just different rules and shit. So that's one game.
Okay.
Another one I have in mind is, it's kind of like Cards Against Humanity.
Ooh, I love Cards Against Humanity.
But it's Alice Cooper's horror box.
Fuck yeah, we need to do that one. I want to do the Friday the 13th one, but
yeah,
come on.
And those listening or watching, if you haven't played Alice Cooper's horror box, you should.
Yeah.
It for any horror lover, it's perfect.
It's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. There's dares in there.
Ooh, I like dares.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm liking it. I'm loving it. Let's do it.
It's a point-based kind of thing, and so if you refuse the dare, you don't get the points. If you take the dare, you get like X amount of points. And, yeah.
Oh shit.
A lot of fun.
That's pretty badass. But okay, so we got to move this on. Unfortunately, we'll get back to that board game talk in maybe in a few episodes or so. Maybe we'll do it. David Howard Thornton, you're still invited.
Yeah. You better send him the address.
But I want to get talking about, before we jump into it, I want to talk about the movie trailer review that we're about to do.
Okay.
I'm really excited because we're actually going to go see that.
I'm super excited. There has not been one of these movies that we have not seen in the theater, I don't think.
Yeah, no, we've been pretty good and adamant about seeing all of them.
Yeah. It's been a tradition of ours.
Yeah, every year for your birthday.
Yeah, unfortunately this year for some reason or another it's not coming out on my birthday.
I know, which is really weird because usually horror movies come out in towards the fall.
Usually.
So
it's super weird. But it could be because coming this fall, there's quite a few horror movies that are ready to be released that were supposed to be released last year. Okay. But because of COVID and all that bullshit, it got
pushed back.
So they're coming out this year. And maybe that's why they decided to do an earlier release.
I'm not complaining. A horror movie.
Because to try to compete with some of these bigger. Not that it's not a big movie,
Yeah.
but when you have all these horror movies and all the different fans of these different movies competing against each other for box office, I mean...
Yeah, but you also have to think about these streaming services that are, they're making money off of that too.
HBO Max.
Yeah, well, because I was reading about it, and like, for example, I know this isn't a horror movie, but Mortal Kombat.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't make its money back in theaters, like in box office.
Right.
But it made more money. It made its money back plus a little more with streaming and all the other shit that it had to offer. Which is interesting. So fuck you, COVID-19.
Yeah, it's very interesting, but it's still a cool thing,
Yeah.
that if you have these streaming services, that you could get to see these movies still. Yeah, because nice. Like us, our theaters aren't necessarily fully open, but other parts of the country they are.
Yeah, it's limited capacity.
So some people can see a movie in theater and others aren't. So it's cool that you're able to see it the same day it comes out.
Yeah,
on these streaming services.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. But
because HBO Max does it, Disney has a thing.
Hulu does it as well.
Do they now?
Yeah,
What movies do they have?
So it's not. It's more like Hulu. Fucking. It's like a side thing that they're doing. Okay. I don't know. It's just something that I saw that it was an option that you can rent one of the movies. that are coming out. It was just like an option I saw the other day. I don't know if it's for movies in theaters, or if it's just renting it in general.
But still pretty cool.
Yeah.
Obviously Amazon Prime, you can rent movies as well.
Oh yeah, fucking YouTube, you can rent movies. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you could rent there was a movie I couldn't find, on any of the streaming services that I have, and went on YouTube and it was there for like $5, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, well, and that's the nice thing about these streaming movies that are in theaters to watch at home. Not to take away from the theaters or anything, but fuck the prices at the theater. It's $8, $9, $10 a person.
Here, at least.
So say $9 a person, that's 18, almost $20 for two people just to get in. And then you have drinks, popcorn. I mean, you're easily up around $30 just to see a movie for two people.
Yeah, and you gotta think about it.
But if you do like HBO Max and stuff, and you stream it at home, your whole family can watch. And now you're not breaking the bank for your whole family to watch a movie.
And
by whole family, I'm meaning like your household.
No, I know. Which is kind of bullshit if you think about it, because Disney, those bastards, Disney, dude. Fucking when Mulan came out, the Mulan movie, it was like $45 to rent it.
Yes,
it was insane. Like, who the fuck does that? Fucking Disney's evil corporation with the whoo, like fucking Mickey Mouse ringleader. Not a sponsor, but could be Disney. We're here. Where dreams come true.
Yeah, you could totally change our opinion about you if you just sponsor us.
What was it? It was like...
That's all it takes.
I'm an evil corporation. I don't know. I can't do it right.
Yeah,
but it was something on the line. But are you guys ready to get into the movie trailer? I'm excited. So
I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Let's watch this. I have not seen the trailer. I've avoided it everywhere else because I knew we were going to review it.
Yeah.
So, like, the other night, the wife and I were watching a show on Hulu, and it popped up as a commercial.
Oh, shit. So
because we don't have the ad-free Hulu, because we're cheapskates and we don't pay for that.
Same.
I just got up and left the room.
I get it. I've been avoiding it as well.
To make sure that I didn't see it, because I wanted to make sure that it, that I saw it the first time here.
Yeah, Nick was trying to show me, and I was like, no, can't do it.
Yeah, no.
So, all right, without further ado, let's get into it.
Hey, you okay there?
No.
Jesus.
Oh shit!
I think I hurt someone.
Either that
this is Ed Warren, here with Lorraine. All right, let's get started.
Residents of Brookfield were shocked this afternoon by the broad daylight murder of Bruno Sauls. The court accepts the existence of God every time a witness swears to tell the truth. I think it's about time they accept the existence of the devil.
Whatever is going on, whatever happened that day, that was not Arnie.
It's a witch's totem. We think your family was cursed. And that connection's still open.
Oh, shit. Holy fuck.
Damn.
I'm only interested in reality.
But I can see things that your people can't. Something terrible happened here.
A master Satanist is not an adversary to be taken lightly.
She's doing it again. She's reaching out to the darkness.
Lorraine, you need to come back.
Is saving him worth everything you have? Because that's what it may very well cost you.
Lorraine?
Holy shit.
Wow.
That was
wow.
insane.
That was.
That looks intense. That looks more intense than the previous one.
Conjuring 2.
Yeah.
That Hat Man though. I mean, you gotta admit the Hat Man in Conjuring 2.
Yeah.
He was creepy as fuck.
He was.
He
creepy,
deserves
but
his own spin-off.
He does.
He does.
But I don't think. See, I don't think he was an actual thing in that movie. He was just. He was taken from. So in the second one, there was the little music box thing.
Yes.
Right. He was just taken out of that to scare the kids. It's not its own entity per se.
Well, actually, if you look online and stuff, you can see that there's actual stories about him.
Well,
so he is a real thing.
Yeah, but
in that specific instance, he was not his own entity. He was something else. Projected.
Yeah.
He was being projected, yeah. But still creepy as fuck. That, wow.
I think that's really badass. I can't wait to watch it.
that was good. The fact that just the broad daylight jump scare of her on the cliff where it grabbed her.
Yeah.
That was good. Wow.
I thought that was badass.
That was really good.
I don't know. Tell us what you guys think. Maybe
voice messages.
Yeah, voice messages. Tell us what you guys thought about that trailer. I think it.
Or if you've seen the movie.
Yeah, which it'll be
4th.
out. Yeah, June 4th. So it'll be out by.
It'll be out the weekend after this episode comes out.
Yeah. So if you're listening to it, in the time that it's supposed to be there, it'll be next weekend. In reality, right?
Yeah.
Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. But yeah, no, that's just a little bit of a
little teaser.
Get
you pumped up for it.
Yeah, and we're not even just pumped up for the movie itself, but I want to get everyone's bones jittering a little bit before the stories start.
Oh, yeah.
So fuck yeah. Are you ready to be getting into your stories?
You trying to be a smoothie over there?
I'm smoothie. What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh yeah. And also we got these cool new.
I have a stand and you don't. Neener.
Mine's Amazon.
No, I don't know what the LG.
LG, yeah. You got a camera though. Mine's a little bit older. I've had mine for a little while. But man,
that's not
it's
a camera.
Great. No, it doesn't have a camera.
Oh,
no camera.
Oh shit. Well, oh well.
But it's color. So
Yeah, I mean that is good though.
It's nice because now we're saving
paper.
We're saving the environment.
environment
by not wasting much paper.
I agree.
Or ink.
Or ink. Ink
or
is
my
expensive.
money to buy the paper and ink.
Ink is expensive, and so is paper.
Yes, it is. So, are you ready?
I think I'm ready.
Okay, so we're going to be talking about the ghost of La Parva Ski Resort. Throughout Latin America, you'll hear variations of the story of La Llorona, or the Wailing Woman. Sometimes she's lost her husband, sometimes she's lost her children, sometimes it's both. But in La Parva, a ski spot in the Chilean Andes, the Wailing Woman is named Lola, and everyone in the area swears they knew her before she died. A local restaurant owner said he dated her. Pro skier Drew says, adding that the ski patroller he heard the story from pointed at the exact hut where the tale takes place. The story starts on a nice day in peak ski season. Lola and her young son plan to spend the day on the slopes. As can happen in the Andes, a thick fog rose up from the valley, which often precedes the arrival of a real storm. The clouds enveloped the two as they were making their way down from the top of the mountain, and they lost contact with one another. Desperate to find her son, Lola began screaming his name as she ran through the thick fog, unable to see clearly, though she stumbled down a steep slope and began sliding toward a rocky cliff. I don't know. It's weird. By chance, a local lift operator who was returning to his cabin came across her body. He was afraid she was dead, but on closer inspection he found she was still alive. Just barely. Her body was covered in lacerations from sharp rocks, and the only word she said, in the faintest whisper, was her son's name. The lift operator worked to carefully pull her body to his cabin, which was just up the hill. He bandaged her cuts as best as he could and then ran to fetch the doctor. Together, the doctor and the lift operator made their way back to his hut, the fog hanging thick in the air. When they arrived, though, the bed was empty. Just the bloody sheets remained. Neither the woman nor her son were ever found. But locals report hearing her wail for her child whenever they're near that lift operator's cabin. And here's the thing. Nobody believes in ghosts that's up there in the area. The ski lift operator stuff. Something, however, changes when they arrive in Chile each winter. Maybe it's the fact that from La Parva, you can see up to the Crio El Palmo, a child sacrifice site. Maybe it's because you simply read so many magical realism books by authors like Juan Rulfo and Gabriel Garcia. But sitting alone in his cabin in the Andes, with the wind whipping and the candles flickering, he swears that every now and then, he just can't tell if what he's hearing is a woman or the wind.
Oh wow. Jesus Christ. Was that the first story?
That's my first story.
Oh wow.
The short one.
A short one. And then you got your long one. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Interesting. A story I'd never heard.
She's like a banshee almost.
There was a lot more to it in depth, but with this new season and everything, I'm trying to keep our time down a little bit. You know,
I don't. It doesn't matter about that.
I know you don't, but to me it does because, you know.
Hey, it's whatever.
2-3 hour episodes is a little long.
Well, I mean,
sometimes. I mean, if it's good, it's good. Like with David Howard Thornton.
That was a 2-hour episode. Yeah.
But I mean, I'm trying to keep. Plus, it gives me content for later as well.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, no, really, really good story though. I think that was, I don't think I've ever heard of that story before.
I definitely hadn't. Like I said, I was trying to find stories that I'd never heard of before.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you did a good job. I didn't even see that when I was looking for stories to.
That's the
go
thing I
through.
love is that between your searches and my searches, we hardly ever come across the same story.
Yeah, I think that's only, like you said, happened once.
Once that we actually came to the table with the same story.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, there's been times where you've looked at a story and you were like, oh, yeah, but you didn't do it. And then it turned out I ended up doing the story and vice versa.
I always look at it and I always go, is this something T would do?
That's exactly how I look at it, too.
That's fair.
All right, I have one more.
Okay.
This is called The Satellite Images. A friend of mine showed me how to use Google Maps. I'm sure you've seen it. It lets you use satellite images to look at locations all over the world. A few years ago, I was in a car accident. Since then, I really don't leave the house that often. It's difficult, and the idea of seeing a car drive by me makes me feel lightheaded. I was fascinated by the fact that I could see all over the world, almost like being there. I could virtually walk down the streets, and it almost felt like I was really there. I became instantly hooked. It gave me a real eye on the world. I could go almost anywhere, any major city. And I did. I'd seen the streets of China, Japan, Germany, and England. So many places. I'd even gone to tourist attractions like the Great Barrier Reef and Dracula's Castle. My favorite was to go to random places in major cities and see how many people and animals I could find. The faces of the people were always blurred to protect their privacy, but it was still enjoyable to see them out there enjoying their life, walking like it was no big deal. She must have good taste, I laughed. I zoomed in closer and noticed the gray bag she carried on a gray and purple shoulder strap. She was walking in a relaxed manner, one hand trailing the wall beside her. I bet if I could even see her face, I would see that she was smiling. I began to feel a little sad. I let my hands fall onto the arms of the wheelchair and looked at her for a moment. I wish that I could be there, walking, so carefree of her. That wouldn't happen, though, until I died. I was stuck in this chair. I sighed and zoomed out of Tokyo. Enough of this for tonight. I turned off the computer, went to bed. I got up early and decided to look around Paris. Paris was always fun. I like to look at the city, all the old beautiful buildings, and so many people to watch. I randomly zoomed in to an area and saw a street lined with old brick buildings, a few shops, and an old tan brick church. Ahead was an intersection. Dozens of people walked by. A balding businessman walked by quickly, looking back at an old woman, hair covered with scarf, carrying a large purse. A curvy woman in black pants that were too tight stared into a store window, and two women led a small group of children around a corner. I spun the view around a few more times and then saw something peculiar. Sitting on the bench at the bus stop were two people. One of them was a young woman with her feet stuck in front of her in a relaxed manner. She was wearing a pair of red sneakers, like my own. I was startled for a moment as I noticed the black pants, white t-shirt, and black hooded jacket. Her dark brown hair was tied loosely behind her head. A gray bag sat on the bench beside her, the shoulder strap hooked over her shoulder. This is crazy, I thought. It can't possibly be the same woman. This is a different country, different continent even. How could it be her? This was stupid. It wasn't as if these were live photographs. They were taken ahead of time and then sorted. It's not like she was in two places at once. She could just be a traveler. Besides, without seeing her face, it was impossible to tell if it was the same person. Brown hair was probably the most common hair color in the world. Those red sneakers were something I purchased online. I'm sure a million other people did too. I shook my head and went to fix some lunch. When I got back online, I decided to look at Berlin. I picked a random street as usual. It looked pretty empty. There were some brick buildings lining the streets, looking for more factories than anything else. There were also empty lots, full of long grass and piled gravel. There wasn't much to see at all, really. There was a line of motorbikes and a car with 2 German flags sticking up from it. After more searching, I found one kid. He looked like he was dressed for school, a jacket thrown over his bag. He was intently looking at some kind of mobile device. I was disappointed. I started to leave, but then I caught something out of the corner of my eye. I turned the view, and there they were, those damn red sneakers. She was standing on a street corner, next to some kind of signpost. She had a hand on the post, looking down the street, as if waiting to cross the street. I stared in shock. How could she be there too? Even if she was traveling, there's no way I could find her every time. Even finding her in Paris would have been one heck of a coincidence, but this was crazy. Was this some kind of joke? Had Google decided to play a prank on the users that use their product so much? It would have been a great joke. I did a quick search, looking for a note about a woman that shows up like Waldo. There was nothing. I looked through articles on strange things you can see on Google Maps, but none of them mentioned the woman that travels the world with you. This was crazy. Had my self-imposed isolation driven me mad? Had I become so lonely that I created a hallucination for myself? Leaving the Berlin image on my screen, I sent a text message to a friend asking him to look at the locations. I asked him if he saw the same woman. Then I waited, hands sweating, heart thumping in my chest. I jumped when my phone beeped with a return text message 10 minutes later. The text read, "I see the lady you're talking about in Berlin. I didn't see her in Paris or Tokyo. Is this some kind of game or what? Are you okay?" I didn't respond. Instead, returned to the locations in Tokyo and Paris. There she was. She was there. But it was different. She was no longer sat on the bus stop bench in Paris. She was standing in front of it, looking for something in her bag. In Tokyo, she was blocks away, squatting down to pet a calico cat. I shivered. Who was she? What was happening? I switched the map to Brussels. It was another city street. It was lined with old-looking buildings, with shops on the ground level, and what I guessed was apartments above. I quickly scanned the streets. They were empty, other than a stocky woman in a bright blue sweater. I did a second sweep. She wasn't there. I sighed in relief. I couldn't believe I was getting so worked up about this. It was nothing but a quit. I stopped. My eyes froze on the screen. There was a building at the top point of a fork in the road. White, with a black ironwork framed balcony jutting out from the second floor. I hadn't seen her, as I'd been looking at the sidewalks. There she stood, standing on the balcony, her head tilted in the direction of the camera, almost like she was looking towards me. My breath caught in my throat. I switched to Sydney. She was leaning against the wall, inside the doorway of a bright blue Carrick's Pharmacy building. London showed her getting ready to step into a red double-decker bus. Her head turned to look over her shoulder. She was everywhere I looked. She stood on a brick sidewalk on a bridge in Venice. She walked across the yellow barred crosswalk in Zurich. And in Hong Kong, she stood between a Wing Lung Bank and a McDonald's, adjusting the strap of her bag. In each picture, she came closer and closer to looking directly at me with her blurred face. My heart felt like a terrified bird, slamming around inside my chest. I couldn't catch my breath. I wasn't sure what to do. I couldn't call the police. Should I send screenshots to Google? I clenched my fists tightly and closed my eyes. Who was she? Was she following me? Was I following her? I wish I could see the expression on her face. know what she saw, and when she looked back at me, I wanted to get out of my chair and run. Why is it the only thing that made me feel free again was the thing that made me feel even more trapped? I had to know. I typed in the name of my town, zoomed in on a random street. It was a couple miles from my house. The gates of the city park were shown in clarity of the daylight, despite it being night here. There she was. There she was. She was only a few miles from my house, standing under the ironwork arch that stated the name of the park. She looked directly at the camera, directly at me. I felt like I might throw up. She was near me, and she was watching me. She was coming for me. What did she want? I typed in the name of the apartment complex where I live. I could see the outside of the building. The parking lot was full of cars, and there was a few blurred out children on the playground. I searched everywhere for her. She wasn't in the parking lot or on the sidewalks, not hiding between the buildings or standing on the playground. I even scanned each of the cars, behind the bushes, and each of the blurred windows. She wasn't there. I curled tightly around myself and laid my head down on the desk. God damn son of a bitch. This place was safe. I didn't leave the apartment anyway. I would never use Google Maps again. I would never see her again. She could just stay at the park for all I cared. I smiled to myself and was surprised to find a tear slipping down my face. I'm safe, I said to myself in a whisper. It felt good to hear it out loud. I'm safe. As I said it, there was a knock at the door. Chill ran down my spine. I had a camera hooked up to the computer that showed who was at the front door, which made it easier for me with my mobility issues. I slowly reached for the control to show myself who was outside, but my hand trembled furiously. As I touched the control, I realized my mistake. The last of the Google images that I had seen had only shown the outside of the building. Just the outside. I looked at the screen and saw a woman in a white t-shirt, black pants, black hooded jacket, and carrying a gray bag with a purple and gray striped shoulder strap. Of course, there were those red sneakers. She looked directly at the camera, her face still a complete blur. As I tried to stifle a scream, she raised a hand and knocked loudly on my front door. That's it.
That's the end of the story. You know, I got a funny thing to tell you. We just jinxed ourselves.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
I am not.
Hopefully, you didn't pick the same ones I did.
I kind of doubt it.
You never know.
But good thing I'm fucking fast and pretty equipped with the knowledge to, while you were telling your story, I have another. So it's okay. Not a big deal at all.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, it is a good story. It is definitely a good story that I have not definitely heard before.
God damn it.
God damn it, jinxing ourselves. It's okay though. I have a different one. I'll just have to read it on a separate thing.
Okay. I totally thought that.
No, you're good. I just thought that was funny.
I could see something out of the corner of my eye.
Yeah, I'm glad you kept on reading because I was.
You two guys, I could see. I saw you like messaging, and then like you said, out the corner of my eye, I could see him.
Yeah,
and I could see your facial expression, and
I was like to him. I was just sitting here. I was going, fuck, like the whole time. But it's okay. I have two stories, one short, one long, that are different from yours. So we're good. We're back on track.
Good.
We were. I enjoyed that story. I thought it was a really interesting one, and
it's definitely a different take. And I think what adds to the suspense and the scares of it is the fact that he can't leave. He's wheelchair bound, and his escape from being wheelchair bound was Google Maps and just kind of looking around the world.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, this woman just like starts popping up in all these different continents, different parts of the world, and getting closer and closer to the camera.
Fuck that.
That really creeped me out a little bit, thinking about that. Because honestly, how many times have any of us use, you know,
Like the
Google
street
Earth.
view thing.
Google Earth, you know.
Oh,
And
no.
like zoom down and like, oh, let's look at my street, kind of, you know.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, I've done it.
So how many times have all of us done that? Is this just a random, like a ghost? She just
popping in
picks
and out.
people, and the way the story ended kind of creeps me out too, because now
she's there.
You don't know what happened to him. Is he dead now? Like, you know, did they have little ghost babies live happily ever after? I mean, what the fuck happened?
Old Danny Phantoms just running around.
That's what I'm saying. We don't know. It ended so abruptly, and I love that about stories, and I love that about movies when movies do that.
Yeah, when they just leave
because it invokes your imagination.
Yeah,
I
agree.
Your imagination.
Jesus Christ. Oh, boy.
You know, but that's what I love. You know, just like in the older horror movies that didn't show the monster right away. Part of that was budget issues.
Yeah.
You know, but then also in the other side of things, though, it helped create that imagination in your head. Your imagination would run wild. What does this thing look like? Like we see a scaly hand. Well, now you're like trying to figure out what the fuck does the rest of it look like?
Yeah, no shit.
You know, or a furry claw. You know, is it a werewolf? Is it whatever? You know,
it's a Bigfoot.
And so that's what I love about that, making your imagination work.
Yeah, and I think it's really nice when you let the viewer decide, you know, what could or couldn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just the I don't know. I just find that very, very smart to do in a way.
I agree.
Because you're not just leaving it on a cliffhanger per se, but you're leaving it on a note to where there could be or could not be more to this story.
Right.
And it dives you, like you said, it indulges you a lot more than what the typical happy ever end, you know, happy ever after.
I hate happy endings. I really do.
I think all movies should be really fucking like I had this idea for a movie a long time ago where basically it's like a romantic comedy movie. Everything's great and everything, and it's just the end of the movie. So one of them gets shot and then credits, and then everyone's like in the theater like, what the fuck just happened?
Or at the very end of the movie, you have little sperm whale seal people kids come up.
Oh my god, you shut the fuck up about that.
Come on, think about it.
Fuck you and your seal kids.
I mean, I don't know if our
Nasty
techie tech
little
guy
bastard.
has heard my movie idea.
He don't want to.
I think he does.
Okay.
I think he wants to hear it.
I think you're
He's
in for a
shaking yes,
treat.
he wants to hear it.
Okay.
My idea. So it's a throwback to an episode we did about sea creatures. There's so many fucked up parts of this. They're seductive seal people abducting lonely men and women. You know, so they're out there, they're doing their old thing, they're abducting seductively. So then people set out and they start clubbing seals to save your marriage. You know, you don't want your wife taken away from you by a seductive seal person. So you go out clubbing seals to make sure that she's safe. You know, but then the twist comes when a sperm whale woman and a seal man have kids together. They have their own little sperm seal kids with red eyes, 5 rows of razor sharp teeth, and they suck the souls out of sailors' asses by seductively luring them into the sea. I mean, come on.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Endless possibilities. There could be like 20 sequels.
There can only be one because it's going to bomb that bad.
Fuck you. Somebody somewhere had this great idea, pitched a movie idea about sharks in a fucking tornado. Okay? And they made like 6 million of those fuckers.
God damn. Okay, fine.
Okay.
Fine, you win.
Or how about the 50 million sequels for Free Willy? How many times that whale gotta get fucking free? Okay? Pretty soon, the whale is just like Princess Peach. Okay?
Just keeps on getting captured.
Keeps getting caught. And
Oh,
Mario's
God.
like, well, all right, Luigi. Gotta go save the princess.
Yeah, you got a title?
Well, I have a sequel title. Revenge
You
of
come
the...
up with the sequel title, but you don't come up with the original?
Hey, sometimes you gotta work backwards.
No!
Okay? Yes.
No!
Revenge of the Seal People. The beaches are no longer safe.
Do you build a dresser backwards? Like fucking...
Yeah, I get the clothes first, then I decide how big of a dresser I need.
Jesus Christ. No, he puts it back in the box.
Start taking it. Okay. Packing it back up.
Jesus.
Revenge of the Seal People. The beaches will never be safe again.
That's a long fucking title. I will tell you that.
No, it's Revenge of the Seal People. Then you have your tagline.
It's still part of the title.
No.
Yes. That's still part of the title. People
you
aren't going to read Revenge of the Seal People and then like discredit what's on the bottom of that. They're going to read Revenge of the Seal People.
Like in trailers. I'm thinking of like in trailers, you know?
Yeah, but you're talking about as the tagline of like on the fucking cover of the movie.
I'm not talking about in the cover. That's not what I said.
That's
tagline in the trailer. In the trailer.
You said trailer after the fact.
Not my fault. You can't read my mind, you fucking seal person.
You're a fucking seal
It's
person.
a fact. Seal people cannot read your mind.
He's a seal person because he can suck on my ass.
And he's trying to suck my soul out of my ass.
No. You're trying to suck the soul out of my ass with your terrible movie trailer idea.
It is an amazing movie. I'm telling you.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Come on.
All right, fuck
Tell
this.
me that you would never, ever see Revenge of the Seal People.
No, because that just gives you more credit because you get paid for it when people go to watch it. So why the fuck would I support that? No.
I'm telling you.
I'll buy it on DVD.
So you're going to buy it, watch it. Ha! I got it.
Go straight to DVD. That's not a theater movie.
Well, I never said it was going to the theater. I mean, look at Sharknado.
What the fuck ever. Anyway,
don't fuck ever to me.
Moving on.
My movie idea is phenomenal.
We're no.
Yes, my movie is awesome. And you're gonna beg me on your hands and knees to be the director.
I don't think so.
You will.
Nope.
Wait and see.
Nope.
Mom,
I'd rather.
Dad, please quit fighting.
Jesus Christ.
Shut up.
Okay,
You're
moving
gonna
on.
love my movie.
You shut the fuck up. God damn
The Seal People win.
I'll show you the Seal
Sorry,
People.
spoiler.
Jesus Christ.
The Seal People win.
Oh my
And
God.
they swim away into the sunset with people's limbs hanging out of their mouths. While the sperm whale women escort them. And when water comes out their blowholes, there's like chunks of eyes and shit that go with it.
Sometimes you just gotta let him talk and just get through it so that way he could just finish it on its own.
You know it's fucking awesome. You're gonna love it. Everybody's gonna love it. It's gonna be the best, worst movie ever. Like Sharknado.
It's the
Or Big
stupidest
Bad Wolf.
fucking movie. Big Bad Wolf was good. Stupid
Big
movie
Bad
with
Wolf?
Shark.
Are you thinking of the same movie?
It was a good movie.
Where he goes full werewolf and he rapes that girl as a werewolf?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck
I'm not saying rape is good. I'm saying that the movie was fucking great.
The movie was retarded. Horrible special effects.
You liked Wolf Cop when he was
Wolf
changing.
Cop was different.
No, shut up. You liked it when he was in the fucking bathroom at the urinal changing, and next thing you know, his fucking dick falls off because he fucking changing into a werewolf. His little wolf penis coming out.
Well, yeah, he can't change into a werewolf and have a human penis. He's got to have a red rocket.
All right, fuck up.
That's
anyway,
how it works.
No, okay.
Come on. Tell me how.
Drop it.
How scary would this be if this werewolf come up to you with like a little 4-inch human penis and you're like just laughing at him? Or he shows up and he's like, oh yeah, he's got a big old long red rocket.
Jesus
I mean, you'd be
Christ.
terrified of that fucking thing because you don't know if he's gonna kill you or he's gonna try to fuck you at that point.
You see the shit I have to put up with on most episodes? Yeah. You, Jesus Christ.
I'm the humor.
You're something, all right. God damn. All right, so we're dropping it.
And now he wonders why I want to kill him and replace him.
I'll flip that. You want to go, motherfucker? Let's go.
Where the fuck you going?
I can't
Where are we
move.
going? You take me out to eat? Most restaurants are open.
Fuck you,
Or is
Kobe.
that a hint that I still don't have a fucking kitchen, you asshole?
Yeah, I was just playing on that. So,
You son of a bitch.
anyway,
That's it.
okay, I think he's done. Anyway,
Fuck you. You fucking fuck.
You just got to get the last word. You just got to do it every time.
You're just hating on my movie idea.
I'm hating that we got to move forward.
We don't gotta do shit. It's our podcast. We can do whatever the fuck we want. And if it's talking about steal people, murdering people, by seductively luring them into the sea to suck the souls out of their asses, then by God, that's what we're gonna do.
You drive me to smoke. I just want to.
You drive me to drink.
Well, we can both agree on that one.
Not that it's a very manly drink. It's kind of a bitch beer, but it's tasty and I don't fucking care.
Anyway,
It tastes good.
we're moving
I like
on.
seal people. Go ahead. I'm done. Seriously, I'm done.
He's like,
I'm just gonna sit over here and finish writing my movie.
you fucking. That's right. Someone get him some apple juice, some fucking goldfish crackers. You sit right there. You write your goddamn movie.
Yeah, goldfish crackers
Jesus Christ.
with some jelly bellies.
It's a weird fucking mix, but okay.
Hey,
Whatever to get you to
my creative juices. Would you like to see my creative juices?
I don't want to see your creative juices.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Moving on. I have an awesome story. And I had to replace the second one because we kind of
My
went
bad.
hand in hand. No, it's fair. I
At
mean,
least you were able to find a replacement pretty quickly, so that's awesome.
yeah, I well, it was another one that I was looking at doing, but then I saw the other one, and yeah, but which means I don't have pictures for this time. It's okay.
I didn't have pictures either. I just randomly picked them. Did you pick?
I saw the pictures that you picked, and I could have given you my slideshow because I had some dope fucking Google View ghost pictures.
But did you see the one picture?
Are you talking about the fucking ghost from Pac-Man?
Yes.
Like, it's the weirdest picture I've ever seen, and just
I
very
couldn't
random.
help it. I was like, man, we're doing ghost stories and stuff. I was like, I gotta do it.
Just put Pac-Man in a fucking.
Some Pac-Man ghosts.
A weird goddamn choice, but I'll give it to you. Okay.
Come on. I had to add a little humor.
Oh,
All serious and shit. All these other like found footage ghost pictures, and all of a sudden, blink, Pac-Man ghost pops up there.
it's definitely interesting. I'll tell you that one. I like the picture. It was pretty cool.
Oh man.
Okay. Are you ready for the story?
Of the Revenge of the Seal People.
You shut the fuck up right now. You no. It's the ghost of Oxford Milford Road. When Brad Culp was a student at Miami University in Oxford, Ohio, there was a rumor that the town was one of the most haunted places in America. When Culp started an on-campus magazine, he couldn't wait to write about several of the area's most famous phantoms. Not long after his story published, he kept finding himself thinking about one ghost in particular, the ghost of Oxford Milford Road. As the story goes, many decades ago, probably sometime in the 1940s, there was a young man courting a young woman in a rural part of town. Because the woman's parents didn't approve of the match, each night he visited under the cover of darkness. After her parents went to bed, the young woman would sneak out of her farmhouse and flash the lights of flights of her parents' car 3 times. Then her young suitor would ride his motorcycle down the road. One night, he took the turn right before her house a little too sharp, says Culp. The motorcycle went one way, he went the other. His injuries were so severe that he did not survive. Rumor has it, however, that his love-struck ghost still haunts this stretch of Milford Road. Curious, Culp, his girlfriend, Now his wife and a friend decided to head out there one night to see if they could verify the tale. His girlfriend was worried she'd be completely freaked out. She believes more in that stuff than I do, Culp says, but he was mostly concerned that his suspicions that none of this was actually true would be confirmed. On this particular night, as Culp passed the abandoned farm, an idea came to him and he pitched it to his girlfriend. How could she not say yes to this? Though reluctant, she relented and Culp turned a short way into the farmhouse driveway. He killed the engine and flashed his lights 3 times. No joke. There was a single headlight that appeared 3/4 of the mile down the road. Culp says you saw it start to come, going pretty slow. It kept coming and coming. My wife was freaking out. It was coming closer and closer as a collision seemed imminent. I can't fucking talk, apparently. Culp turned on his car lights. He expected to see a kid on a bike bailing out from his prank now that he'd been caught, but there's nothing there. The light is just gone, he says. They got out of the car. They walked around, trying to figure out what it was that they could have seen. To this day, we still talk about it. I saw something I cannot explain, he says. If you get him and his wife around a campfire, they'll swear up and down that the story is true. And if you're ever in Oxford, Ohio, consider parking for just a few minutes on Oxford Milford Road at night to test your own nerve. And that was it. It was a pretty interesting story. First that I've heard.
Yeah.
But
very interesting.
Yeah.
I'd never heard that one.
It was pretty
That
cool.
was good. I
Fucking
like that
motorcycle accident, love struck couple.
Yeah.
Just gets kind of screwed in that instance, but
Which is sad,
that is sad.
but very interesting.
Yeah, I wish that I wish people would be more safe on motorcycles, and I know that they usually typically are, but some people
Okay, so
like
there, I ride motorcycle.
I know.
Have for years. The biggest thing is that people aren't taught as little kids or even in like driver's ed to really like hyper focus on motorcycles.
Yeah.
Like their whereabouts and knowing where they're at, you know.
And giving them enough
it's sad.
space.
And that's the problem, and that's where a lot of those accidents come from, is because people aren't paying attention.
They're uneducated.
And they don't look for them.
Yeah.
Now there are those that are asshole bikers that, and not to stereotype too much, because you know
people on like a Kawasaki
but
Ninja.
usually people on crotch rockets are the ones that are more susceptible to being these asshole riders who zip in and out and very careless.
No, I saw that a lot when we went on our trip. This dude, because they have it's legal to do
lane splitting is what it's called. Yep.
Yeah, and so a lot of people, I saw a lot of motorcycles doing that, and it was the one guy almost got into a fucking wreck going over the bridge because he was doing that, and a car would like this close
started to get over. Yep.
This close. It was like a foot away from getting into a bad accident.
Yeah, and that's the bad thing about lane splitting.
Yeah, I think
is that when they split between two lanes like that, you know, I've seen it in traffic where traffic's standing still and they'll zip down like that.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, all it takes is for some person who's been sitting there forever want to get out and stretch their legs and start to open their car door, and you're done.
Or not even that, but fucking like having your hand outside the window.
Yeah.
I had my hand outside the window, and this guy, he was lane splitting. Fucking, I had to pull my hand back really fast, and which is dumb because like you think about it, and that is super dangerous just in itself. Lane splitting in general,
it is,
even if
it
it's
is.
legal. I don't think
care
it's
if it's
right
legal
to do.
or not. It's super dangerous in my opinion, and I personally would never do it because of that.
I get it, but yeah, no.
But people just aren't taught to look for bikes.
Yeah.
And that's where the saying comes from that is really true: loud pipes save lives. These bikes are really loud. You'll hear them before you see them. some people like to complain because, oh, it's too loud, it's noise pollution or whatever. But the fact is, it saves their lives because you will hear that bike coming before you see it.
Which is good.
It is.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
I don't know. It was just to me, this story was less of a horror story and more of like it's almost sad.
Yeah.
You really think about it. Like, it was just these people who were in love, and dude gets into an accident and never gets to see that person again. And so it's just, him waiting there for the rest of his life, waiting for that person.
mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just a really sad story. Not so much scary, but yeah.
No, but well, and to go back to like what I said at the beginning of the show, not every story is going to be scary.
No, agreed.
It's all going to be part of the horror realm.
Yeah.
Of one form or another, but it doesn't have to be like, oh my god, give you nightmares scary. It doesn't have to be that way.
No, I get it. I have my second one here.
Your backup.
My backup story. Thank God I have it. Doing it on my phone this time. Yeah, we'll have to get in touch about stories and make sure, just in case.
Yeah, next time I might touch bases with you a little bit more about it.
Like a heads up.
I try not to though because I love
like
the
the
element
surprise.
of surprise.
I
But
get it.
I mean, usually when we're talking about monsters and stuff like that, usually we've been really good, and we're just like, you're over here and I'm way over here. Like, we go complete opposite directions, and I love that. That's normally what happens. And this time we both tried to go far away to an odd, weird, unusual story, and it just so happened to be that we both locked onto the same odd story.
Yeah, so I mean, it's nice, but it's also like, like I was like, damn it. Like, at the same time, I was like, fuck, because I like that story. It was pretty good.
It was really good. I really enjoyed that story.
Next time, maybe I'll do like a Japanese ghost. I like Japanese.
See, and that's what I figured you were gonna do, was more
like Japanese
over in that area, and so I stayed away from that area intentionally because
I'll remember that next time.
Because I figured because you have a fascination with that
Japanese
culture and stuff.
Yeah.
And they have an amazing culture, and I'm fascinated by a lot of their culture as well. Not as much as you, obviously, and so that's why I stay away from stuff over there, because I figure if I'm looking at that ghost story that originates in Japan or whatever, you probably have already seen it or is going to be looking at it too. So I'm like, so I stay away from there.
No, I kind of appreciate that in a way.
Yeah.
But I don't want you to feel like you can't.
No.
Like, you know what I mean?
The world is a big place.
That is true.
So stay away from one country isn't gonna hurt my stories. I can find stories throughout the rest of the country. And I've been trying to move around
a little bit,
not stay in the same country.
I get it. That's why I like the fucking satellite story, because it was a little bit of everything.
Yeah, exactly. That's what really turned me onto it. The fact that the kid was wheelchair bound and that was his escape.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
So, anyways, I'll let you get to your second story.
All right. So the second story I have today is called The Whispers. This is a story I do not tell often. I promise sincerely that this has scared me for life, and although I have looked into psychological explanations for what I heard and natural explanations for what occurred, they remain unsatisfactory. When I was a child, I was scared of the dark. I swore to my mother I heard voices in it. They were not evil, but they were not familiar, and so they scared me. It was not uncommon in the middle of the night for me to wake up and hear whispers, as I would call them. When asking my mom, she figured they were just bumps in the night. In typical kids' nightmare material, I tried often to explain to her that it was much more than that they sounded different from one another the way people's voices do. On some nights, I would get so scared from these whispers that I would sleep in my mom's bed with her. It was an added bonus that the bathroom was directly outside of her bedroom door for my late night tinkles. I should add at this point that when walking out into the hall to go to the bathroom, you look directly down the stairs that would lead you into my living room on the first floor, as my mom's bedroom was on the second. On the one such night around Christmas, I awoke and felt the need to relieve myself. I walked out from the door and distinctly heard the phrase, "Look!" And to my astonishment, a red light, almost like a spotlight, was cast upon the wall at the very bottom of the stairs. The light had no other source. It was by itself, and it was transfixed by it. Being a little kid and it only being a few days from Christmas, I knew that what this light was. It was Santa. How else could he get into my house to know I was being a good boy? I was so excited I began walking down the stairs to greet him, picking up my pace after the second step as it began to creep off the wall and fade into the darkness to my living room. That's when I heard him, a very strong, masculine voice, different from the first, not at all like my father's. Not to say he isn't masculine, it was just distinctly different. It said, "Stop, right now, go back up those stairs." I listened, turned around, and what happened next I'm not sure I would believe if someone had told me the same story. After reaching the top of the stairs, I heard a very loud crash that sent me running back to my mother's bed, where I jumped straight under the covers and stayed there the whole night. When we awoke the next morning, the poinsettia lights, little Christmas flower lights that glowed red, my mother had put on the railing down the stairs were pulled straight down to the bottom of the stairs, some broken from what seemed like a forceful tear, laying in a single pile. The dry sink in my living room had fallen from the wall. My mother could not explain it. My father was worried we had been the victims of a home invasion. My sister was crying. There was nothing missing. Nobody had broken in. There did not seem to be any reason this had to happen. And then I saw it, and I kept quiet about it because I was so afraid that I could not force words out of my mouth. There was, on the edge of the wooden dry sink, which had been facing up, were 3 indentations where the finish on the wood had been worn, almost as if in a forceful grip. Something down there had grabbed it and threw it down. That was the bang. I was mortified. After that day, I never heard a single voice again. I do not like to imagine what was waiting downstairs for me that night, if it was anything at all. But I can tell you that the reality was that something had physically acted upon 2 things in my house near the bottom of the stairwell. After this, I had never heard another whisper again, which is sad because in some ways I would have killed to thank the man masculine energy, that had stopped me from going down those stairs. This happened when I was 7. I am 20 years old now, and because of this incident, I am still afraid of the dark, especially shadowy stairwells.
Wow.
Yeah. Ho, 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 motherfucker.
So much going on there. Jeez. Wow.
Some shit. Which is weird because he was like, it was a few days from Christmas, but why the fuck is Santa just coming in, doing fucking house calls?
He's just checking up. Getting lay of the land.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
Making sure everything's all good and set.
Like, oh, they got a good tree. I don't see any recipes for cookies.
Naughty.
Hey.
Naughty.
Messed up, Aaron!
Bastards. That's exactly what's going on.
That was such a good story. The fact that they tried to convince him it was a vivid dream.
Yeah.
Kind of reminded me of when I was a kid, about the same age.
Yeah.
I used to have these like extremely vivid dreams, and I would swear that they were real. It felt real. It took place inside the house.
It was almost like you were sleepwalking in a way.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was like I was sleepwalking, but it felt also real. And actually, this is where my fear of clowns came from.
Really?
Yes, from these super vivid dreams that I had. I think at one point I probably watched, I know it seems like a silly movie now, but I think I watched Attack of the Killer Clowns.
From Outer Space.
Or the Killer Clowns from Outer Space, yeah. I want to say I saw that probably way too young for me. And my imagination, in these vivid dreams, these clowns were coming after me.
Oh, shit.
In the house. They were in the house.
Were they coming from upstairs?
No. Coming from the bedrooms, the bathroom, the kitchen, the living room.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was super vivid and seemed so real. And in fact, I can remember like hiding in the house in these really super vivid dreams, and it seemed so real.
It's crazy. It almost brings you back to like Freddy Krueger, like
Right.
how real
Yeah,
it is.
kind of like that. And that's what it seemed like. And I had never seen any of the Nightmare on Elm Street films at this point. I mean, I'm like 6, 7, 8 years old. I'm
Yeah, knowing Grandma, she wouldn't let
pre
any of that.
horror movies at that time.
Yeah.
And other than maybe Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and I think that's because one of the older siblings watched it, and I happened to sit in on it.
Damn.
I think is what happened.
Was it Adina?
No,
No.
I don't think so.
My mom?
It might have been. It's been so long, I'm having a hard time remembering.
Oh, shit.
But these dreams were so vivid, so real, that I couldn't tell if I was actually like walking through the house or not.
Oh shit, that would scare the hell out of me.
And it did. It did. I had horrible nightmares. I ended up sleeping in my mom's room a lot of times on the floor next to the bed because of it. Yeah, it fucked me up pretty bad.
You know, that's
for a long time. And it was so weird. Like, I would open up one of the bedroom doors. Usually it was my bedroom door.
Yeah.
I would open it up in these dreams, and it would be these clowns just in the dark corners of the room, and they would just come out. There was some other ones where like the house was starting to fill up with hot lava, and I was climbing on stuff to get around the house to get out.
The floor is lava.
Yes, but it was
That's dope.
super vivid. But while this was happening, those fucking clowns were still after me.
Those bastards.
And so, like I said, that's where my fear comes from.
I remember, you know, it's funny that you said you used to, you know, like sleep on the floor next to Grandma. Isaiah and I used to do that with Grandma when we were there, and we'd get nightmares or whatever. We'd run upstairs and we'd go sleep on the floor next to her.
Yep.
The one thing that Isaiah and I swear up and down to this day that this was fucking real, and I don't think I've actually mentioned this. Maybe I have on the podcast yet. But when we were, I think it was about 7, and he was 8 or 9. I can't remember exactly. But we had just watched, and for those of you who don't know, my grandma, she has like all these movies of Scooby-Doo and shit. Like all the Scooby-Doo movies you can ever think of, like classic, new, all this shit. And so we watched Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase when we were a kid. It was a great movie. I love it. And fucking, you know, I had a bad dream, and I went upstairs, and Isaiah was already sleeping on the floor because he was freaked out too.
Because he already had his nightmare went up to safety. Yeah,
exactly. And because where I was sleeping, I heard him go up the stairs prior. But we got up there, and we're laying on the floor next to each other. And I shit you not, it was like the creepiest fucking thing. I look up, and I you know, I'm sitting there or whatever, and I kind of eyes open, looking at the ceiling, looking up, and Isaiah's like, "Ethan, are you awake?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Don't freak out, but there's something in the closet in the back." And I said, "What?" And he was like, and so I looked, and I'm looking, and I shit you not, him and I were looking at this thing that looked like the fucking electricity dude from the virus from Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase. And it smiled, it waved, and then it shut the door to the closet. And I thought it was a bad dream. I thought it was another bad dream that I was having. And so we passed out. Next morning, I went up to Isaiah, and I was like, I had like a really bad dream. And he was like, "Oh, me too." And we told each other, you know, I went first, and he was like, "Wait, what? That he's like, no. He's like, I had the same dream. And I was like, so it wasn't a dream? And so to this day, we swear up and down like that's, I put my life on that. Like that was the scariest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. But to the vivid imagination of a child, you can't really put a lot of credit to it. But when two people see it, though,
or can you? You remember a story I told
about your friend?
About a friend with a tapestry.
Yeah.
Could be something in the house.
Shit. That is true. Maybe it's just that fucking house is creeped
Some
up.
people, and it comes back to the whole ghost thing, like we talked about last episode, that some people are a little more open to it.
Yeah.
And that's why some people can have these ghost experiences and stuff and see these entities, and others can't because their minds are more closed off.
Yeah, but what gets me the most is like, okay, so what's weird is, for example, I'll use Nick as an example. He doesn't believe in ghosts. He believes that there, if he saw it, that there could be a possibility of it being real. If there was 100% proof, then he'd be like, okay, ghosts are real. Like it would just take one account for him.
I get that.
He is open to it, and he is like, all like serious about it, and he's not like making jokes or anything like that. But nothing. He's never experienced anything weird. So I wonder when like people do that and people are open to the idea, what makes it different from actually going full frontal to just kind of tipping your toe in?
It seems like he believes, he wants to believe.
It's not even necessarily that
it's
he
not
wants.
That he's okay. Maybe he's open to the possibility.
Yeah, he's open to it.
How's that? He's open to it, but he's not. He doesn't believe. And so that could be the difference between all these people who see all this stuff. They really, truly believe in it. Some people, it's almost like a religion. They believe in it that much. And so their soul and their body and their mind is open to all of this possibilities.
That's fair. I'll give that to you.
And then there's people who are like Nick, and nothing against him, nothing against anybody who's like this, who's like, I'll believe it, but I need evidence. Show me 100% facts, and then I'll believe it.
But it's fair. It's a fair.
No, it is a very fair thing to say, but because they don't believe in it, I feel like their mind and their body and their soul is not open to it.
You think that they're
like deep down, they're still
subconsciously.
Yes, subconsciously, the wall has been closed, even though they're saying, "Yeah, if I saw evidence, I'd believe it," but their mind is still closed off to it.
I know. I guess I never really put it and thought of it like that, like a subconsciously. They're just like,
because that's where a lot of shit happens, is in your subconscious.
That's true.
So
that's fair.
Whereas if you subconsciously and verbally and everything really truly believe in it, you're more susceptible. And this is nothing I've read or anything. This is just my personal opinion.
Okay.
That I think you're more open to it actually happening and coming across it.
Okay.
Whereas like Nick could be subconsciously walling that off without him knowing it. I mean, your subconscious does so much that you don't even know.
Well, let me put it. let me put it to you like this, and for people, because I think I have a good analogy that a lot of people could also understand, even because it's tricky to understand that part. But think about it like I lose my keys. And I'm searching for all the usual places and everything like that. I can't find it. I'm looking really hard, and I'm going around and I'm chasing around my keys, trying to find them.
Yeah.
And then you get, after like an hour or so of trying to find it could be keys, it could be your phone, whatever.
Trying to find something. Got it.
And you just give up. And as soon as you give up, it's like you just find them a lot easier. It's like it's harder to find something when you're looking for it than it is when you give
Yes,
up and you're
yeah.
just not looking for it at all.
Definitely. I mean, I've been looking for one thing, sorry, and found something different.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, I was looking for this like 2 months ago.
I've been there.
You know, so I've done that. But I feel like in the paranormal, could be slightly different
Maybe.
than that. And maybe it does work that way for some people, but not for others. And, you know, and I think it definitely makes a difference if you have had some sort of paranormal experience as a child. In one form or another. If you've had some paranormal experience as a child, that changes your mindset. I mean, how could it not? You know, and then from that point on, you're definitely way more open, way more believing of it because you have experience. But you weren't looking for it at that time. You didn't even know it existed at that time. You know, if
It just was there.
yeah.
Okay. No, I like your reasoning, and I like the point that you make with that. I think that's.
I agree with
It's
all
definitely
your,
a new-
I agree with your points as well. I do.
No, I get. I just
And
wish.
that's what I love about our banter back and forth is that we both have sometimes similar views and sometimes way different views at different points, and I like that.
Yeah, definitely, and it gives a new perspective to viewers and listeners that are, tuning in.
I know that I've had some kind of weird theories.
Fucking goddamn movie ideas.
Okay, but the movie ideas aside, that's just a funny.
I saw you writing the book earlier.
That's just something funny
glanced.
that I do. It just entertains me.
I know it's funny.
But
I like it.
all that aside, though, like my black-eyed kids theory,
How they're
vampires.
Yeah.
You know,
I say aliens.
you say aliens, and I can see that too. I say vampires just because they have to be invited in. You know,
Typical old school
and you only
rule.
see them at night.
Yeah.
You know.
See
And they
it-
seem to have like some sort of mind control
a little bit.
to some extent. It seems like those who are really weak-minded let them in. It's like an old Jedi mind trick.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
These are not the black-eyed kids you want to leave outside. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, but yeah, I definitely think those that have had somewhat of an experience as a kid,
Yeah,
you're definitely way more open to it.
I can agree with that.
Versus like Nick, he's never had a paranormal experience
That
that
he-
I know of.
That he knows of either.
Correct. He might have, and he doesn't brush it off his imagination. And that's one thing, you really think of when you start looking back. How often did you see something, hear something, whatever, and your parents or babysitter or whoever brushed it off as, "Well, you just got an active imagination,
A lot.
when it could have possibly really been
Something.
a legitimate thing. Yeah.
Yeah, like do you remember when I was younger and you came over to when my mom and I lived in Moses?
Which house?
The one on the top of the hill. So it was the duplex.
Okay, the duplex. Okay.
Yeah. So what was it? And I asked you if there was a draft in the house or whatever, and we tried to
Find it. Yeah.
no draft because my door, and I shit you not, because my mom, she always told me that it was just my eyes playing tricks on me or something. But I had several people come over to my house and I told them, watch the fucking door, and it would just leave it cracked and it will go like this.
Yeah, I
And it'll
remember
just
that.
sway. And it was nothing was making it do it, anything. It was just extremely weird. It wasn't, I don't think it was out of level or anything.
Well, if it was out of level, it would swing one way or the other.
It wouldn't
But to
go
go
like
back
this.
and forth,
Yeah.
even a breeze, I don't feel like would really make it go back and forth too much. I mean, the breeze would almost have to hit it head on.
So that way it has.
So it
It can go like that
little bit.
if it's just
because
hitting
if the
it one
breeze
way,
is coming from this way, it's gonna push it shut.
or the other way.
Yeah.
Push it over. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I found that really.
So it's weird. Yeah, I do remember seeing that. And,
Some weird shit.
and that's the kind of stuff I'm saying. You know, how many times have parents said it's just your imagination, when really it was something legitimate, and because of that, because of continually being told it's just your imagination, you have an overactive imagination, that you have created this wall in your subconscious to where your mind just blocks that kind of stuff out.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think that stuff's always there. It's always around us. But in your own subconscious has created this wall to block it out to where your brain doesn't see it or recognize it. As an adult, especially, most people have lost their imagination.
Yeah, it's something definitely different.
You know, as you get older, people tell you leave the childish stuff behind, start acting your age, kind of thing. You know,
Yeah.
And so you start leaving your imagination behind. Well, for those of us who don't, hey, we have the most fun.
That's what I'm saying.
I think you're still more open to it
I think so.
because you still have like that childlike wonder for the most part,
Childhood wonder.
not in a pedophile way.
Why not? Kidding. Yeah, no, I think that's a great topic. Man. Yeah, you know, do you remember when we were talking about not going over 2 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think this is a good time to start wrapping it up here. I want to make sure that we get this out there again. First of all, if you have any stories,
Any
any at all,
personal, a friend told you,
yeah,
just any horror stories. It doesn't have to be really scary. It could just be even like your motorcycle story.
yeah,
It could be anything like that. You have anything, just
send it.
send it to us. We would love to hear from you. We'd love to hear your stories, personal, family, legacy stories that have been handed down.
Something,
Anything.
anything you guys want. Legend, family legend, like you were saying. Anything. Send it to us on either Facebook, to the Fearful Crew page, or send it to us on the Anchor app and voice message us what you guys want to be featured in the next episode of Fearful Thoughts. And if you're watching this, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, and also consider subscribing to the channel. It would really help us a lot, and it helps us get out there
Helps
a little
us
bit
grow.
more. Yep.
Helps us grow. Even if you don't watch us for the horror aspect, but you watch just to laugh your ass off at us,
Yeah.
whatever, we don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, we just aim to entertain.
We aim to please.
And please we do.
To please we do.
Giggity.
Giggity. Oh, man.
So, to all the fearful followers,
Be brave
stay safe.
and always be mindful of your fearful thoughts.
Good
Thank
night.
you, everybody. Good night.